but not quite real yet. And his definition was something that made it out of the lab of the developers group. Okay, that it was actually in the hands of users. And the reason I was going to, in fact I have a slide like this, I was going to give it incomplete, was that I think we have not gotten enough experience with AR systems that have enough in the hands of users. So, the closest it seems to me that comes is the apps on iPhone. You know, they're getting to be some. But in the traditional sense of a augmented reality head mount, I just don't know if we've had enough experience or enough users who are actually doing something with it to give it a grade. What would you grade it?
I don't know.
What set of apps would you say are immersive AR that people have done?
I think it's difficult. I think I'm disappointed with the breadth of application. Basically working on the borders of what has been established as working AR. And so I would grade C- or something. Right, not the core, basically, not the basic principle, but what's on the border of what we think of could work. Yeah. Expanding that border, that doesn't seem to be good.
You want to stand up so people can hear you?
I could think of two things we are seeing quite often. One is navigation systems in cars. You can discuss whether that's AR or not because we are not wearing glasses, but still in sort of real time we see updates on this, at least on the monitor. And the other thing would be sports applications when you see distance measurements in soccer or in American football or somewhere. Of course, again, there is not real time, but as a spectator on a TV, I don't care.
Yeah.
If there is a 10-second or whatever delay where people have done this, and they do track the cameras. And then there are many industrial applications where, again, if you think about the trade-offs, that you can make simplifications from the Sutherland goal initially, and you make simplifications in let's say, the real-time, the mobility aspect, or medicine the same way. It can be quite useful, even though people may not want to use this the whole day. But I think navigation systems, you turn them on and you use them for maybe trips from here to long distances.
Yes.
Especially if
I had not thought about that as AR, but that's a good point. That's a good point. So that might be, in fact, one of the most effective ones. Boy, I use my navigation system every day.
AR is getting huge media hype at the moment. AR is getting huge media hype at the moment. Do you think it's going to suffer the same overhype that VR did?
Whoa. So should we take a straw poll among the community here?
Sure.
What do you think? So how many people are worried that the AR hype will have the same backlash as the VR hype of the 90s? So that sounds like about a third of the people. And how many people think it will not suffer the same? Whoa, I think fewer. So, so Steve Feiner, you want to say why it's not going to?
I think it's not going to suffer because back in the VR hype, people spent a lot of money to buy something that maybe ran at 10 hertz with cartoon quality at best, while you're wearing something disgusting in your face, and you're paying someone to go and make it run. And so now you bought your iPhone, which maybe isn't a great phone, but it's a wonderful little app player, and you download something for free. And yes, the GPS isn't really accurate, the orientation tracker is kind of crappy, but you had a couple of minutes worth of being able to tell your friends that you didn't like it, and that was payment enough for the time you spent downloading it. So that's why I think we're not going to.
Yeah. And the investment is, as you say, trivial for each user compared to what it was to VR. Right? I think that's a good point.
I would make the counter to that.
Yes.
Yes, my friends buy the little app for the stars and they just think this is brilliant, and it is for $4. But what happens when you try to move it into industry? Like, TU Munich spent 10 years getting it into surgery, and they were very careful about how they brought it into the industry. But now that it's been hyped industry is going to be disappointed because they don't want a cheesy little $4 app. They want something that actually helps the people in the factories.
Maybe, but my sense is that the VR hype was recent enough so that many people still vaguely remember it. So my sense is that the AR hype doesn't have the same kind of overblown expectations. So I think we have like 2 more minutes.
Any more comments or?
What are your predictions for 2030?
You got to put the hat on first.
So I had not thought about predictions. My sense is that the easiest thing to predict is that handhelds will be everywhere and that they will have all kinds of connections, connecting sensors. So there'll be Bluetooth and others that will allow connectivity. So I think it will be relatively easy to have head mounts and hand trackers and other kinds of things that we could buy as add-ons from third party that will basically connect to our handheld that's in our pocket. And my guess is that we'll also have display with that because I think we'll have the handheld with us all the time, and occasionally we'll want to play it at our friend's display or something like that. So my guess is there'll be wireless transmission to the display. So as a result, I think it'll be easier to make displays of various kinds of headmounts. So my guess is by 2030, we'll have wireless head mounts that will be based on a hose being a handheld, and that will have hand tracking and head tracking and some kind of a display that will be pretty good. What do you think? I'm encouraged.
Something like that is a little bit cautious. On the other hand, I thought things that I did predict 20 years ago. So I thought we're a little bit cautious, and it still aren't here. So that's probably just the right level of
Okay, fine. So I think that, we'll have head mounts and tracking systems that all will be centered around our handheld. And I think we'll do like health applications. I think health applications will be a big thing with them because it'll be like smoke detectors. Why is it that I get a 10% discount on my fire insurance if I have enough smoke detectors? It's because the Allstate Insurance or whatever realizes that they have to pay less out if I have all these smoke detectors. In the same way, I think I'll get 10% off on my health insurance if I have various kinds of sensors on my body and I'm willing to have it be monitored. So if there's something goes out of the ordinary, then the health system has no effect. So my guess is that will pave the way for lots of kind of sensors that we want to use in tracking devices and displays. Okay? Well, thank you for your patience. It's such a pleasure to be here.